G'day guys, Aussie Bush Mechanic here. So I'll do a bit of a longer video on the wiring conversion in case anyone's doing this and been reading the forums and thinks it's super hard. This was an RD28 factory car and I've got the mighty TD42 in there out of a donor car that I had, and I was lucky enough to have both engine looms available. So I had the car still all factory wired, so all of these plugs coming up here, these are all factory out of the RD28. This is the TD42 engine loom that you'd normally remove off here, and that comes out with the engine. And then I also have what's left of the RD28 engine loom. So shut that down there so you can see. So that was the RD28 one. So I just split that loom out and took the bits that I needed to do this conversion. So I've got the old trusty Gregory's. This one's got the, well, there you go. This one's got the 2.8 litre update in there. So it's got the wiring diagram for the 2.8 litre, which I'll slow down so you can have a look at. There you go. You come back and watch this as many times as you want. And then it's also got the TD42 wiring right there. It's more of the gauges. It's got all the wiring there. So basically it's a process of elimination. Started with the relatively easy ones. So the RD28 factory wiring's got some weird stuff going on with the glow plug module. It's got like a high and low, if you like, where they earth one side of it. You can see with the second relay it earths this string, so it drops the voltage. But the TD42 is just straight 12 volt. 12 volt right there. So they just series them up and then they earth through the glow plugs themselves. So all I did with that, it is this bottom blue plug here, looks like that. I just removed this cap off the back, there you go, and pulled that red wire out. So I just use a pick to pull it out of the plug. I think I got one here. So it kind of looks similar to this. I just picked it out with a pick and safely got that wire out and taped this red wire back on itself. And then found the starter motor wire, which is the red and yellow, black with yellow stripe, and put that in its place. So what that looks like is this red one gets deleted. So you take that out, you leave the white in its factory RD28 plug in its location. And then the starter motor wire is this black with a yellow stripe, which was in a different connector, but I pulled it out of that connector. So if you look at TD42, she was the same. Where is my starter motor? There it is. So that works. You saw in my short before that she fired straight up. So that was the first major change. The second, then we just started going through each and individual plug. So this one here, mine's a manual car, so I don't need this TPS. So that 3-pin plug there, I'll probably end up cutting it off because I'm never going to use it. So this is RD28 engine loom pieces, but I used it for the coolant sensors. So the coolant sensors, if I tidy that up and run it underneath this frame here, that should reach, and they're all factory plugs. So bang bang, straight into the coolant sensors, and that plugs straight in and straight into the car loom. So that went perfectly. The two gearbox ones are interchangeable. So I've still got the TD42 engine loom that goes down to there. So no changes there. And really the only thing I had to modify was this single brown wire. So I had to cut that and heat shrink it. It's a bit messy. I didn't have a heat shrink, so I just taped it up. But I had to cut that off this 3-pin plug, which looks like that. This is the TD42 engine loom, so that obviously used to have a 3-pin plug. We've now gone to the single pin, which is the RD28, and they're the same in both of them. They've both got brown wire. So I looked through the manuals, through the schematics, and they're both brown. So glow plug, that's fuel solenoid start. Battery leads are off the RD28. Doesn't really matter, I guess, but yeah, they all went fine. Coolant sensors and oil pressure switch went fine. Tacho works as well. So the tacho plug, this is also RD28 loom. So it comes to this 6-pin connector here. This is all RD28 wiring. So I kept that one and just simply disconnected the one. This is the TD42 loom, so I just disconnected that. It's exactly the same connector there. So I just pissed that off, put that in there, and tacho works perfectly. So yeah, she went together way easier than any of us thought was going to happen. And then after a few bevies, we got stuck into starting it and accidentally started the car before we got to do a video for you. But yeah, it's pretty simple. What I plan on doing is tidying all this up and documenting a bit so that I can add that to this video later, so you guys, makes it a bit easier for you if you've got a single schematic to follow. But yeah, the biggest change was cutting that brown wire and just using 2 halves of 2 looms. But yeah, if you're looking at doing this, it's actually a lot easier than you think. I was expecting a lot, days of work, and it probably took us an hour and a half and a 6-pack. So yeah, get stuck into it. Cheers for watching, guys.